Okay, hello everybody. Thank you for joining today's session. And thank you so much for expressing an interest in our online postgrad certificate in skin ageing and aesthetic medicine here at the University of Manchester. So the aesthetic arena, as you know, is a rapidly evolving field, and there's a demand now more than ever, especially with there being an absence of regulation in the field, for highly skilled specialists. Therefore, as you can see on your screen today, we'd like you to start thinking about this question. So why do you think it is important for practitioners to deepen their evidence-based knowledge of aesthetics? So please submit your thoughts, comments, and any questions that you have in the chat function if you're listening live today. And if you're listening back via YouTube, please submit your thoughts in the comment box below. So whilst you're thinking about this question, I'd like you to welcome you to today's session. So today I am joined by Dr. Helen Graham, who is the academic course director of our postgrad certificate in skin ageing and aesthetic medicine here at the university, and Professor Rachel Wong, who's the academic unit lead in the course. Myself, I'm Daisy James. I'm the course advisor for this particular course, and my role is to really support you during the initial decision-making stages of your application journey. So we're really excited for you to be with us today, and we're hoping to provide you with a in-depth insight into the course content, and the teaching and assessment styles that you can expect should you choose to join us in September 2021. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Helen and Rachel and get them to provide a bit of an introduction into who they are here at the uni.
So thanks so much. So perhaps I can start. So my name's Rachel Watson. I'm Professor of Cutaneous Science here at the University of Manchester. And I've got around 30 years experience in ageing research, 25 of those being particularly in skin. I run a basic science laboratory which investigates the mechanisms of ageing and also investigates treatments for ageing.
Thank you, Rachel. My name is Dr. Helen Graham. As Daisy said, I'm academic course director for the PGCert Skin Ageing and Aesthetic Medicine. My background in research started in looking at the extracellular matrix during development, which took me through to extracellular matrix in disease of the cardiovascular system and aging of the cardiovascular system, and then aging of skin. So my interest is in skin aging, and the changes that happen in response to age.
Great, thank you, Helen. Thank you, Rachel. So you're probably thinking, why Manchester? So as you can see from this slide, we are a leading research intensive university. So what that means, we've had 25 Nobel Prize winners who have worked or studied with us, and 80% of our research was ranked as world leading or internationally excellent. The university, and I do think this second point is really important, was voted the University of the Year for graduate employment. So what that means is studying with us will make you that little bit more attractive should you kind of apply for various different careers. And I think it's really important to note the rankings. So we are ranked 5th best university in the UK. We've gone up, which is great news. And we are now 27th best university in the world. So studying with us at a renowned and recognised institution is really going to put you in good stead. And it reinforces the fact that you're going to be taught by academics who are experts in their field, which in turn will help you to reach and exceed your goals. Rachel, over to you.
So let me tell you a little bit around dermatology in Manchester. So clearly, as Daisy's just said, we are centred in one of the leading world universities. And the Dermatology Centre in Manchester, which started back in 1994, is really world leading. So we underwent a recent RAND analysis. This is an analysis of research power that's done independently of all the universities. And what that showed was that Manchester Centre for Dermatology Research was the first in the UK for dermatology impact. Part of the, I guess, benefit that we have here in Manchester is our really very close relationships with our clinical colleagues over at Salford Royal Foundation Trust. And that means that we can really understand problems which are happening in the clinic, bring them back to the university for investigation, with the ultimate aim of translating that into treatments which have real impact for our patients. So that really close link is really fundamental to our success, not just for skin aging, but for all dermatological diseases.
So if I can just introduce you as well to Dr. Tamara Griffiths, who is also a Programme Director on this PGCert, and she's an honorary lecturer at the University of Manchester and holds a consultant dermatologist post at Salford NHS Foundation Trust Hospital. So she's clinical director for this programme. Dr. Griffiths was a founding member and past president of British Cosmetic Dermatology Group, which is a specialist interest group affiliated with British Association of Dermatology, or BAD. She represented the UK in the European Standards Group, the CEN mark, and was key advisor to the review of cosmetic interventions that were led by Sir Bruce Keogh and published in 2013. Dr. Griffiths also led on the subsequent educational frameworks mandated to Health Education England, which were published in 2016. And these frameworks are what this programme has been based upon. So she's also founding member of the Cosmetic Practice Standards Authority, or CPSA, which is the closest to the regulatory bodies we can get for the aesthetic arena. Okay, thanks, Daisy.
So we're going to tell you a little bit now about the detail of the PGCert. So essentially this is made up of 4 CPD units, and these can be taken either standalone or collectively to build to a PGCert. What's important is that Unit 1, Fundamentals of Skin Aging, is a prerequisite for the 3 clinical units which build upon it. So each unit lasts a period of 10 weeks. There's no on-campus exams. Assessment is via coursework and via online multiple choice questions. Once you've taken the fundamentals unit, you can take the other CPDs in any order that you choose. And should that all be completed within a period of 24 months, then you'll be able to exit with a PGCert in skin aging and aesthetic medicine. Next slide, please. So there are 4 units within the PGCert suite of learning. The first one is Fundamentals of Skin Aging, and as I've said, that's a prerequisite, and that provides us with 15 credits. It really focuses on the basic science and physiology of aging skin. And it's really important for you as practitioners that you have this embedded in your knowledge before learning around the methods that we can use to mitigate signs of aging. The 3 subsequent units are Skin Rejuvenation, again for 15 credits, Injectables, so that covers botulinum toxin and cosmetic fillers, and the final unit is Lasers and light-based therapies. Again, building together, these will provide you with the 60 credits that you require to exit with a PG certificate in skin aging and aesthetic medicine. Thank you.
Thanks, Rachel. So if we look at the study time required to complete these units, each unit is delivered over a period of 10 weeks. And usually the assessments are submitted towards the end of that period. The recommended study time is 15 hours a week, because each unit is 15 credits and 1 credit is about an hour of learning. So we've got 15 hours of study across 10 weeks, and this equates to around 150 hours per unit in total. So what this means is we need you to really think about incorporating about a day a week into your calendar to study for each unit. So you'd need about 600 hours to cover all 4 units. Thanks, Daisy. So if we look at how we teach on the programme and the delivery methods that we use, the course is fully online, so there's no practical hands-on element. This is to improve your knowledge base around the aesthetic arena. And really the purpose of the programme is to equip you with the knowledge base to practice this safe, evidence-based aesthetic medicine. So we've incorporated quite a wide range of interacting learning activities into the programme. This is to help you engage with the course content on top of the video lectures and reading material. And it also helps you to engage with your peers, so there's discussion groups. And we'll talk about that on the next slides. So next slide, please. So within the units, you'll see these activities that are embedded into each of the units. And after working on the online videos, working through the online videos and reading the literature that's recommended for you, we also ask you to apply your knowledge, apply your new learning by engaging in these activities. So we ask you to think and write reflections on the areas that you've just learnt. We've set up discussion forums to discuss specific areas of that new learning content that you've just covered. There's quizzes which don't count towards your final mark, but enable you to reflect and work out where you are and monitor your progression of learning throughout the unit. We also provide you with recommended reading, and we run some online journal clubs where as a group you can talk about new papers and emerging treatments. So next slide please, Daisy. Okay, so let's talk about the assessments. You'll see that when there's a yellow box in the course material, that means it's a summative assessment, and that means that it will count towards the final unit grade. So as Rachel said, there is no final exam, but there's a variety of assessment types, and this is to cover all sort of learning types. So when the icon appears in yellow, it means that the assessment counts. Okay, so we've got some assessment types examples shown here. There's an elevated pitch presentation. So this is done on a PowerPoint presentation and you record face to camera. Peer review report, where you watch each other's videos and then write a report and feedback on your colleagues' videos. There's discussion forums and critiquing studies. We have mock consultation videos and short answer questions and multiple choice questions. So a huge variety of assessment types beyond the traditional essay. Okay, next slide, please, Daisy. Okay, so one of the key elements of this programme that we like to highlight and encourage is the interaction with peers and tutors. So we try and build that interactivity into the activities that we ask you to engage with. So this enables you to really hear a different perspective from your peers and colleagues from other clinical disciplines. So on the programme, we can have dentists, ophthalmologists, dermatologists, GPs. So you'll get to virtually meet a number of people from a range of disciplines. And I think this will help you build knowledge from other areas, but also help you build your network beyond graduation, that you can stay in contact with those people. Okay, so we embed discussion activities into each unit. We also provide academic advisor support, so you'll be aligned with an academic advisor for one-to-one tutorials. We also have live video tutorials as group sessions and question and answer sessions, and again online journal clubs where we can discuss and critique new papers. Okay, next slide please, Daisy. So if we just go through the entry requirements, the programme requires either a medical degree such as MBCHB or MBBS, excuse me, or crucially an overseas equivalent from an institution that's recognised by the GMC or GDC, or an international equivalent. So this is quite important if that you can hold a medical degree from a university that's outside of the UK, as long as it's recognised by that awarding country. So again, dental degree recognised by GDC, or again, an international equivalent. If there's any doubt about this, please do contact us and we can clarify that. Or you can be a nurse independent prescriber. So we'd encourage you to apply. If you've got any queries, please contact Daisy regarding entry requirements. Okay.
Thank you, Helen. Thank you, Rachel. So we think it's really important for you as prospective students to hear firsthand what our current master's students who have kind of studied similar units to what you potentially could be studying should you join us next year, what they really think about the course. So we've pulled together some quotes and thoughts from our students who are currently on the MSc in Skin Aging and Aesthetic Medicine programme. So these should really kind of give you a good indication into what you can expect from Unit 1, so the fundamentals of skin aging, and I would like to reinforce that is a prerequisite unit, and Unit 2, which I'll move on to in a while. So these kind of comments and thoughts should help you feel confident that this course has a lot of strengths in terms of teaching style, unit content, and the flexibility of the course, because with it being online, you can study whilst continuing to practice as well. So, for example, some quotes here for the fundamentals of skin aging. So Unit 1, one of our students said it was a first class module with solid proven information, which was well structured, enabling good and lasting understanding. And somebody else said that the video content that you'll be learning from were very informative and helpful, and you can access those materials at any time and as many times as you would like as well. So Unit 2, so what our master said about the skin rejuvenation unit. So one of our students said, I now have a better understanding of the aesthetic treatments, which has actually raised the standard and my love for aesthetics. And the assignment was well organised and explained well. And this particular student would give this unit 5 stars, which is great. So hopefully that does provide you with the confidence that this course and the teaching styles, assignment styles, and kind of unit content is very, very strong, and you're going to be in good hands because you're being taught by leading academics in this field. So I hope that gives you a good insight into those 2 units. Now here's me. I am here to really support you and discuss your options, and going back to Helen's point on entry requirements, I can really walk you through those and kind of explain those in more detail if you are a little bit uncertain. My contact details are here, so the email address you need is studyonline@manchester.ac.uk, so please do get in touch with me. We are open for recruitment for September 2021 now, so please do drop me an email if you want to book in some time over Zoom. I'd be very happy to kind of talk through the programme and talk through the application process. Helen, Rachel, I don't know if you want to add anything before we kind of wrap up today.
No, so we've had a question through on the chat, I notice, from Stephen. So hello, Stephen, nice to meet you virtually. And the question's around physician associates, and would they be able to be added on once they have prescription rights? So if you have the appropriate degree and you fall into a criteria where you can prescribe, then yes, we would consider you. So please do contact Daisy for further information.
Thanks, Rachel, and thanks for that question, Stephen. And yes, just to reiterate, please do drop me an email. I'll kind of get back to you as soon as I can. So Helen, Rachel, thanks as always for your time today. And thank you to everyone who is listening live and everyone who's listening as a watch back. I look forward to hopefully hearing from you soon. And we as an institution look forward to hopefully welcoming you onto this course in the near future.
Thanks.
Have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Daisy.
Bye.